Hi, yeah, how are you? This is Tom from Hippie Beats 95. This is basically going to be a music channel where I react to music, review music, and probably post my own music. It just depends what I'm feeling in the moment, but most likely just reacting to music because that's easier than trying to review something that's so subjective. But anyway, in this case, this was a special case, so I thought for my first video, what a moment, really. The new 1975 album, Notes on a Conditional Form, obviously is the band's fourth album and the second in the Music for Cars era. They're a very important band to me. I mean, I've supported them since I was like 14, so since 2014, not since I was 14. That would be 10 years. That would be a very long time. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, so it's a review of that album. It's obviously a very sprawling album. There's a lot of themes going through the whole thing. It starts obviously with the 1975, but this time instead of the usual motif that you get for like the last three albums with the guy getting head in a car or whatever the theme of it is, it's Greta Thunberg, which is quite a difference, isn't it? If you really think about that statement together, it's quite strange. But overall it's a very impactful track. I mean, whether you agree or disagree with it, I mean, it's obviously a powerful statement. Yeah, that goes into People, which is a sort of similar theme, though, that, oh wow, the world's gonna end, social anxiety, boom boom, you know. If you watch the video for People, you know what I mean? And that riff is insane, like I love that song. It's just such a vibe. It's probably the best opening track. Like, you know, like they have the opening track and they have the banger, or one of the bangers. Like, The City, and then, what was it? Love Me, and then Give Yourself a Try. Obviously the big banger at the start, sort of rocky song. But this one is probably the best one. Okay, in terms of like, there's a familiar theme throughout the album, as I say, like the sound more than ever will evolve and change and chop and change with each track, and there's never really it's like before they would kind of sink into each other in some sense, but now it's a lot more random, because from People, you know, you go into the next track called Forgive Me, I'm new to this, The End, which is more of an instrumental track, very sort of orchestral, and I get a lot of Disney themes from these tracks, sort of orchestralness of them, the vibes. So yeah, going from The End, you go into, what's the next track? Frail State of Mind. You go into Frail State of Mind, which is obviously a song about social anxiety, which a lot of us can relate to. Again, I think that's a familiar theme with this band. They want to relate to the sort of late millennial, early, is it Gen Z generation, sort of relate to them. And they do quite a good job with this track, because a lot of people suffer with social anxiety, and these ideas of go outside, not likely, especially at the minute with everything that's going on. But let's forget about that, shall we? Other early highlights for me, obviously there is Then Because She Goes, which is a fantastic track. It's a sort of shoegazy kind of My Bloody Valentine, although I get more of a teenage, don't know why I did that, I'd get more of a teenage fan club vibe, and it reminded me of like the way it just comes straight in and then goes straight out, it's there and it's gone, which I think is the idea. From the title you can get the idea, then because she goes, then she's gone, the moment's here, then it's gone. That's very cool. It's one of the better thematic ideas on this record. Jesus Christ 2005, God Bless America, it's quite a title, is obviously a very interesting song, isn't it? Obviously it's got the feature with Phoebe Bridges, I think her name is, or Bridges, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but forgive me Phoebe if you for some reason watch this, but yeah, it's a very deep song, isn't it? About sort of a repressed homosexuality, and I can't imagine what that's like, but yeah, it's a very mature theme, and they both handle it very well on the track, and it's a very cool instrumental as well. I like the kind of acoustic stuff they do sometimes. It's just very different for them, you know, or certainly from when they started there wasn't much of that at all. What else is there? Obviously Roadkill is just solid banter, isn't it? Like, there's no other word for it. The lyrics are very immature, I guess you'd say, but I think he's just having fun at the immature attitudes of middle American hillbillies and people like that, so that's a cool track as well, and then it leads very nicely into Me and You Together song, which is more of again, a sort of, to be honest, I get more of a Busted vibe than anything, you know, like the 2000s, the pop rock kind of band. It sounds like Busted, just McFly or something, straight up, but it's very cool. At the same time, obviously I'm coming from that kind of era as a young child, I admire that sound a lot, just from hearing it as a kid, you know, the classic nostalgia really. It'll probably sound quite new to people who are like 17 or 18, because I don't know if they'd have heard Busted maybe, or maybe like their bigger sister or whatever was playing it. But yeah, anyway, what else is there? Tonight I Wish I Was Your Boy, which just sounds like straight up Kanye to me with the sample and everything. And obviously Matty asks the deep question, how can I be yours if you're not mine, which is another theme on the album of sort of forgotten love. I think that's sort of something that's come and gone. There's a number of tracks throughout the album that kind of go into that. Shiny Collarbone, I mean, there's a few sort of Matty-less songs, you could call them, which is, it's quite a surprise really. The one thing Matt likes is being centre stage, we can all admit that, can't we? So the fact he has let George kind of come in and shine his influence over or shown how influential he is on these records is very very good really. I mean, there's so many tracks, I'm not going to sit here listing them all. I particularly enjoyed from the rest of the album, If You're Too Shy, Bagsy Not In There, Don't Worry, and Guys. I mean, for various reasons. Don't Worry and Guys are more at the end of the album, aren't they? They're more the emotional songs. One's from Matty's dad, Tim Healy, which Matty didn't even write, or George, I think. It was purely his song. And they both, Matty and Tim, both sing that song, and it's very, very good. Honestly, there's not much to say. It's very emotional. I would definitely give that one a listen if you're into the sort of emotional kind of side of the band. And Guys again is sort of cool to the previous experience the band has had. The last, I think they've about 17 years they've been together. I don't know exactly. Yeah, but it's sort of calling back to that, and it's probably one of my favourite songs. Calls up a lot of feelings, doesn't it, and a lot of vibes, and it's just very cool. I mean, it's certainly following the band as long as I have as well. It's like, yeah, it's nice to see they still have this connection after all this time. It's very inspiring. What else is there? Okay, the production value is still there. Like, I see a lot of reviews where they're saying the production value's gone down because of it being recorded in like 15 studios over however long it's been, 20 months. Obviously with that you're gonna get like different sort of mixes really, because each room is different. And I don't think that should be used as sort of to its detriment, because I don't think it's trying to be really cohesive. I think it's meant to be almost like, it's clearly more of a playlist than an album. I think they would say it's an album, and it still is. You could still listen to it all together, but I don't think it's quite as cohesive as, say, A Brief Inquiry, for example. But like, it's in the name, is it A Brief Inquiry? It's meant to be more condensed. This is notes in a conditional form. So it's notes, like different notes over a period of time, clearly. So deep ideas, different sounds, different thoughts as months go by, and I suppose it's Matty's vision mainly, isn't it? Yeah, so obviously it's more scatterbrains, basically, is what I was trying to say there. But I don't think that's to its detriment. I think it's just makes it different. And I think, although it took a slight while to grow on me in general, but I sort of listened to it with headphones and I kind of got the vibe after that, and it's a very cool album, and I hear they're even working on new music now, so we're probably gonna get more, and it's just so exciting, isn't it? Like, honestly, they're such a cool band that obviously not everyone likes them, and I don't think everyone should. If everyone likes you, then what are you doing right? Nothing. It's boring, you know what I mean? So I personally like the record. I think everyone should give it a listen, because there's going to be one track you're going to like, at least, because there's so many sounds here. Overall, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. It's like a solid 7 out of 10, just straight up. Decent record. I mean, I'm not one to give ratings. I probably won't give many ratings. Maybe when I get more of a theme of what this channel's about, we can figure out a system. But overall, if I had to give a rating, I'd say 7 out of 10. If you could subscribe to my YouTube, I would appreciate that very much, because I'm trying to grow a small audience at least, and I think I'm going to post some interesting stuff. It's going to be such a variety of stuff. You're going to find it at least enthralling in some sense, I think. So yeah, if you could subscribe to the YouTube, like the video. If you could follow my Instagram as well, hippiebeats95, it's going to be a lot more content probably on there than on YouTube, a lot more regular content, and you can see what I'm listening to, what I'm up to, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you could follow the Instagram, hippiebeats95, that would be amazing. And yeah, I appreciate you if you've watched this far, or watched any of it at all, or skipped to the end or anything. I appreciate it, man, because yeah, like, that's just cool. I've got, I don't know, yeah, I'm trying to get used to this whole situation, but yeah, I appreciate you. Subscribe to the YouTube, follow the Instagram, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you very much.